Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got some Scentsy on deck, and this is actually a video that I have been waiting to make, partly because I wanted to wait and see what other kind of information or reactions were going to come out around this situation. If you're not aware of what situation I'm talking about, we're going to be talking about a Scentsy consultant couple that was recently let go without any kind of notice after 17 years of being with Scentsy.
What?
And we're gonna get right the fuck into all of it. But first, we need the disclaimer. Okay, so first things first. I'm sorry, every time I say that, am I not alone? You do it too, I'm sure, right? If you're a millennial, you have to do that. Anyway, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be reacting to the announcement video first from the couple that has been unexpectedly let go from Scentsy. This happened in the beginning of September 2024, and I'm actually filming this the middle of October. My apologies, I'm so sorry. 2024. So before we dive into their announcement video, I do just want to let y'all know who maybe have never seen a video of mine around Scentsy. If you don't know, I am an ex-Scentsy consultant. I was in Scentsy for about 4 years. I was also in Body in LuLaRoe and Scentsy's sister company, Velada. So I do have a little bit of knowledge surrounding Scentsy, and they are also my favorite MLM to react to because, like I said, I was in that MLM, and it was the one that I was in for the majority of my network marketing career time. With that said, we're going to watch this video first, and then I have an update from said individuals who were let go, as well as some comments and reactions to what happened to these people. So let's get into it.
Okay, so do you want to start?
Sure. What's up, guys? Brian Alsalki here. The sole purpose for us making this video is just to be able to communicate our understanding of a very big decision that was made yesterday. Where the goal in this is not to boast of ourselves or make anybody look bad or any entity look bad or anything like that. It's strictly informational on the things that we've been advised that we can speak to, and just to allow our part of the story at least to be heard, because I'm sure once the news of this gets out, there will be calls, there will be texts, there will be emails, all of that stuff. And so if this is out there, we can just point people to this and say, currently that's what we have to say. So Tuesday of this week on today's August 31st, but Tuesday of this week, we got an email from our company, the corporation that we're 1099 contract laborers for, that it had gotten called into question on some businesses that we were running that were not that company's business. And so we quickly called to say we don't have any other businesses. We have a podcast that isn't monetized, that we don't make any money on. We have a marriage ministry, but we have no business. We have no other LLCs, no other S corps, no other corporations, nothing. They're not businesses. And so we thought,
okay, let's talk about that for a minute. Now, when you sign on to join an MLM, there are some things in the contract that I actually go over in my Scentsy deep dive, which I will link below. Within the contract that you sign when you join as a Scentsy consultant, and as a lot of other MLM consultants, there are things that state that you're not allowed to run another business aside from Scentsy when you're utilizing your social media platform, if the social media platform you're using is also utilized to promote your Scentsy business. So in short, what that essentially means is that when you join an MLM that has this piece in their contract, you are handing them all of your social media accounts. So if you post to your Instagram account, your main Instagram account, that you are now a Scentsy consultant, Scentsy has all of the say in what happens to that account when you leave or when they find out you might have another business. So for example, I, for a while, was doing some virtual assistant work and freelance video editing work. Now, if I were to be within Scentsy at the same time that I was doing that contracted work and utilizing the same Instagram account for Scentsy and that freelance work, if I were to get caught running my freelance business off of that Instagram account, this is what would happen to me. I would be terminated from Scentsy because that's their audience. My audience is now their audience, and I'm not allowed to infringe my other businesses onto those audiences, even if that business has nothing to do with Scentsy.
How twisted is that?
I thought it was a big misunderstanding. And after a very long phone call with that department, we still didn't have a lot of clarification on what they wanted from us, but we knew that we at least needed to show that they weren't businesses. And so we did that. We wrote a very extensive email explaining that and left it at that. We knew it was, again, it's a misunderstanding. We knew it was a misunderstanding. They met on Thursday, didn't reach a decision, told us they would talk to us on yesterday. And we got an email yesterday informing us that they have decided to move forward with the cancellation. We're in shock.
So whenever anything goes under review within an MLM and within compliance, when it involves compliance, chances are it's going to come back in the company's favor and not in the consultant's favor. So unfortunately, the sad truth is,
in my opinion,
Scentsy already knew that they were going to terminate their account before they even brought all of this under review.
We don't know. This was never something that could have happened. It wasn't. We've done everything we could possibly that we know to do to be upstanding members of this community. And because we don't have any other businesses, this is our sole means of income. So this is going to change a lot of things. And we're confused, we're hurt, we're upset. The amount of emotions we've had in the last 24 hours from every aspect are all over the place. But the thing we want you guys to know, anybody watching this, or what we would ask of you, is just be praying for us. We don't know what the future looks like. We don't know what the next 60 days looks like. We've been able to talk to our kids and have just good conversations with them about how sometimes life throws things at you that you never saw coming. But we did things as right as we knew how to do them. And we've always tried to glorify God in everything that we do and stay above reproach in everything that we do and help married couples everywhere we go, and also be responsible, good business owners in everything we've done. And with this company. And so, yeah,
I just want to say too, like, that we were willing and more than willing to do anything that they thought necessary for us to remedy the situation. And there was no discussion, like there was no like working with.
Yeah, well,
I don't know the specifics of what they were willing to do, but when she says that, and when I think about the businesses that they have or the other assets that they have, whatever they want to call them, such as their podcast, I'm wondering if they volunteered to take the podcast down, which is a little bit scary to me, because if you're in an MLM, if you're in any kind of situation where you're willing to let go of something that you felt the need to start or makes you happy, or you're willing to give that up to keep this community, quote unquote, in your life, that's a little scary to me. That's a red flag. And hopefully now that they're starting to be on the other side of this, they're seeing how much of a red flag that was and starting to make the changes that involve not having an MLM in your life.
and the thing that, for me and both of us, but that is just, I can't still wrap my brain around, is that we've been with this company basically our entire adult lives, 17 years, and we know all of these people, not just on the, consultant side, but also on the corporate side. We know these people well. We've eaten dinners at their homes, and we've shared memories with them, and we've gone on trips with them, and we've all over the world, and doing all of that, and also doing everything we could to give more than we took, and everything, and trainings that we've done for thousands and thousands of people for no cost for years, every Tuesday night for years. And then it ended in an email. There wasn't a phone call. There wasn't a, hey, can we talk about this?
An email. 17 years of being in this company, and they are let go with an email. Even when you work in corporate, right? Because everybody likes to shit on corporate that's in the MLM world. You are taken into a room in person in most cases. Not all cases, but in most cases. And you have a discussion about your job being terminated, or you being terminated, or whatever the situation is.
You're fired.
It doesn't typically come in an email.
Is this a misunderstanding? Is it not? There was not. It was in an email, both on Tuesday and then yesterday. And there still has been no contact. It doesn't seem real. It seems like I woke up this morning thinking, was that a nightmare? Was that just a dream? So we love you guys. Anybody that's watching this that knows us, we love you. Just know, like I said, we still don't know at this point, even with the letter saying what we're being accused of. We can look at all those things and go, that's not right. And that's not true. And that's not so.
And we don't even know exactly what we like. They wouldn't show us anything that they said
we don't know exactly what we did. That was,
except that we were soliciting other businesses, which we don't have.
Yeah. Businesses. We were soliciting our other businesses, but we don't have any other businesses. So anyway, we just wanted to shoot this video because we know that once this news gets out, there will be a lot of questions. And so we just wanted to get in front of that, to where we just don't want to be slaves to our phone for the next week or two or three. And those of you that know us, you know our heart, you know who we are, you know what we stand for. And God's going to carry us through. I'm confident that God's going to carry us through. And but yeah. I'm glad that we're getting to tell you this, because in these situations, who knows whatever comes out, and it doesn't matter to me, but we just want to be able to talk to you guys directly. And we appreciate your prayers in advance and your thoughts. And if any of you guys ever need anything, feel free. We still want to help you in any area. So we love y'all. Thanks for listening.
So yeah, that is actually what happens to MLM consultants who are terminated from the MLM. It typically comes without warning and without much sense to be made of it.
Yikes.
Now, I will say, when I was in Scentsy, I remember these individuals, specifically her. They were part of the group of people who were looked at as Scentsy, basically celebrities. Okay, so we would go to Scentsy family reunion. They were one of the people that people would be running up to ask to take pictures with them. They would also be on the main stages, giving speeches, walking the stage for top sellers, blah, 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 all of those things that we see. And they were just let go through an email on a Tuesday afternoon with no real reason. That's the reality of what happens when you join an MLM and say, this is my business and it's better than a traditional job. Is it now? Is it? Now, I do want to reiterate, like I've said in other videos, I can empathize with these individuals. I feel for what they're going through. That doesn't lessen the fact that MLMs are structured in a way for this to happen, and it pisses me and a lot of other people off. So with that said, we're going to now take a look at some of the comments that were left on the post of this video on Facebook. There are tons of comments, tons, and some shares that came with comments essentially in the caption that we're going to look at. So let's take a look at that. One of the consultants on here says, as a consultant myself, I don't understand how they did this to you. There's a superstar director out there that has become an influencer and uses her Facebook, Insta, YouTube, and TikTok pages she started with her Scentsy customers to do it. She still has an active Scentsy account and downline. I'm so sorry they've done this and makes me question the company's mission statement. Specifically within Scentsy, they are really going hard for individuals right now who do have some kind of other business or some kind of other income coming in. How long is it going to take for them to go for the people who are influencers? In my opinion, they're probably laying off the people who are influencers because they're bringing more people into the game. They're recruiting the most people, most likely, because they have a bigger reach, right? So they're going to go after the people who have smaller businesses, like a podcast, or like we've seen in another video that I've done on Scentsy, a hay company. It could be anything, and they'll come after these people, but they're not, interestingly enough, going after the people who have the large following and are considered influencers because of the size of following and the level of influence that they have. And somebody did bring up Kale Lowry from Teen Mom. If you've been following me for a while, you might know that I am a bit of a fangirl for Kale Lowry and Lindsay Chrisley, and I listen to their podcasts every week religiously, okay?
You're weird.
Don't judge me. Join me. It'll be fun. Anyway, somebody brought up Kale and said, what about Kale Lowry from Teen Mom? She's got plenty of businesses and income and still sold Scentsy. Not sure if she still does. I think she still does, but she doesn't ever promote it. But that, again, is so true because she's still allowed to have an account. And even though you don't see her talk about it too much on social media anymore, she's still making money off of those people that are in her downline. And she's still a director. So she's still Kale, I love you on the off chance that you ever see this.
In your dream.
I love you. But listen, she's still making money off of her downline. And that's a valid point to make. When they are starting to take action on these people who have small, legitimate businesses that they're running, why aren't you taking action on people like that have this huge downline? Here's another consultant that says, wow, wow, wow. I am shocked. Scentsy is not the company it was years ago. Things shifted and happened when the owners went on their mission years ago. The product is not the same. Quality has gone down. Not that I sell a lot, but I will be dropping out. This made my decision for me. I have a feeling others will be too. You made them too much money and they decided they wanted to keep it and not send it to you. Corporate greed. I have absolutely no words right now. I'm sorry. I've been in your downline for 14 of those years. This can only mean that greater things are to come. You guys are such an inspiration to so many. Hold tight to your faith, prayers, love, and lots of hugs. And this seems to be the typical response from a lot of Scentsy consultants. I was going through all of the comments on the different platforms as far as YouTube and Instagram. They posted this everywhere, rightfully so. They wanted the word to get out, so there were a lot of comments on all the platforms. And there were a lot of individuals who are currently or were currently Scentsy consultants who are now saying, this has made their decision. Everything has changed since Heidi and Orville went on their mission trip. I'm leaving. Now, if you're not familiar with what all happened with Heidi and Orville, they are of the Mormon faith and they recently just got back from a 3-year mission trip in London, and they were not here to oversee the Scentsy business. It was being run by another individual, Dan Orchard, who we're not going to get into all of that information right now, but I will just say that ever since Heidi and Orville left for that trip in the Scentsy world, a lot of consultants have been feeling like things have changed. It's not the family aspect that it used to be. And this event that has happened in September of terminating these consultants who are very well known is bringing all of these things to light. And there's a big exodus going on within Scentsy from what I'm seeing and hearing. Here's another consultant that says, I got an email on Wednesday. They made a mistake that shut my website down. They refused to fix their mistake themselves immediately. They can't explain why it happened or be sure that it won't happen again. I will be praying for y'all. I'm sorry this is happening. So this is just bringing to light all of the other little things that are going on behind the scenes, specifically within the compliance issues that are coming up for these consultants and the ridiculous reasons they're they're having to deal with the compliance department of Scentsy. Okay, this next one is from somebody sharing the video on Facebook. This is the post that she made with the share of the video. It says, "My heart cannot even begin to understand how a decision like this ever came to be. I, along with so many others who love and cherish and her family, as well as Scentsy and the Thompson family, and praying that this gets made right. My husband and I have owned and operated a funeral home in our community for almost 18 years now. Prior to owning the business, we worked alongside my husband's parents to help run it. For me personally, it has been a difficult and tumultuous journey because I feel as though God has called me to walk alongside families on their most difficult journeys, but He forgot to prepare my heart fully for it. In 2011, I found a business opportunity that brought some balance to my life. It was fun. It included a community of amazing women who loved and supported one another. It gave me an opportunity to grow into a better version of myself. It brought people into my life that I am so grateful to have as my closest friends, even today. It brought people into my life who helped me completely change the direction of my life and in turn helped me change others' lives. One of those people is my dear friend. The business was Scentsy, and over an 8-year span, I worked really hard and earned the highest title in the company. I was very proud of being a superstar director with Scentsy, and at the same time, I was an owner of a funeral home. 7 years ago, we unfortunately had to bury one of my beloved Scentsy sisters. A year ago, we walked beside the family of another Scentsy sister who suddenly and unexpectedly lost her daughter, and just a few weeks ago, we helped another Scentsy sister through the loss of her dad. I have not been a superstar director with Scentsy since I retired from my position for personal reasons 5 years ago, but I still have great love for the company and for Heidi and Orville Thompson, who own it. The point I'm trying to make here with this post,
yes, please get to the point,
is that the decision that has been made is just wrong on so many levels. Based on what is happening to it would be fair to say that Scentsy could have just come along and taken my Scentsy business that I worked so hard at for 8 years away from me because my husband and I were operating our family-owned business alongside my Scentsy business, and we were serving families in our community just like we have always done. Just because 3 of these families we have served were also Scentsy sisters of mine, should that mean I should lose my Scentsy business? My goodness, Scentsy, please don't turn out to be exactly what is wrong with this broken industry. Heidi and Orville, where are you in this story?
Show yourselves, cowards!
You have a personal friendship with and yet they received this devastating news by email. I am so heartbroken and gutted over this entire situation right now. I'm begging you to be who you say you are, Thompson family. Do not do this to a family who relies mostly on the income from the business they have worked so hard on for nearly 17 years to feed their children. Lord, I pray you make this right for them. Now, that was a lot, but it's a great point because there are a lot of individuals within Scentsy who do have a brick and mortar business of some kind that they work. That is their main source of income, or it's a large source of their income, and they need it, right? So if Scentsy found out when this individual was if they found out that she was running a funeral home, would they tell her, sorry, you can't be a Scentsy consultant? Well, then why don't you pay your consultants more? Why are the consultants having to recruit such a large team in order to make a livable wage? You're going to lose a lot of the consultants if this is a rule that they're actually going to start enforcing and investigating, because not many consultants in any MLM can work their MLM and not any other job. So if their job happens to be a business that they own or they are part owners in, is that automatically disqualifying them from joining Scentsy? Anyway, let's move on. Evidently, the husband in this situation was able to go and get a job selling private insurance, and he got licensed. That was brought to light in an update post, and there was another update post that I'd like to read really quickly, and it says, 3 weeks ago, our lives flipped upside down. And believe it or not, life keeps moving on. This week was beautiful and messy and hard and easy all at once. We feel free, excited, curious, and unsure about what's next for us. Brian started a new job last week, and I'm praying about what I want to be when I grow up. It's so strange to look at the future knowing something you thought would always be there won't be anymore. But also, it's just part of who we were. And we still have all of this, and this is more than we could have ever asked for. Jesus, a thriving marriage, incredible growing allowing kids, a small family, and faith-centered community, land that is giving us life in this season and a future held by God. So we have joy. And I wanted to read that just in case there are individuals out there who are in this position of maybe leaving the MLM and being afraid of leaving that world behind, or you're in jeopardy of losing your MLM income. There's a light on the other side. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be hard, but you'll get through it. And you just have to have faith in knowing that. And there's only better on the other side of getting out of an MLM. But also on the flip side, if you are somebody who's watching this and you're thinking of joining an MLM, or you know somebody who's thinking of joining an MLM, this is what can happen. If you do by chance make it to the top of the ranks and you start bringing in all this money where you can leave your job or leave the income, you don't have to rely on any other income at that time. Remember what can happen, because somebody can take this away from you for whatever reason they feel like and not give you much evidence of this reasoning. They can just let you go. And you have, like we saw in the body video that I posted last week, I think it was, you have nothing to put on your resume after all of the time that you're in this MLM. Because businesses, corporations, traditional places of work do not look at MLMs as legitimate job experience. So just keep that in the back of your head. Now, there was another comment also that asked on one of these update posts if Heidi and Orville Thompson, who are the owners of Scentsy, who also are rumored to have a closer relationship with these two individuals who were terminated. There was a question asking if they have reached out to these individuals, and the answer was no. So, like we always say, the community that you think is there, the community aspect of the MLM also will go away in an instant when you leave the MLM. Not all of the people, of course, but most of them, and it's gonna hurt. Anyway, it's time for our palate cleanser. TikTok hates your bullshit.
Some days I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm a black star. But then other days, I wake up, I'm like, are pants even necessary?
Same girl, same. Thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.